Some people follow the world, others change it. Steve Jobs was not just an entrepreneur. He was a dreamer, a rebel, and a creator. He built a company in a garage, lost everything, and came back to change the world forever. This is the story of Steve Jobs. Dramatic music begins. Steve Jobs was born on February 24, 1905, in San Francisco. He was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs, who believed in his potential from the very beginning. As a child, Steve was curious, impatient, and brilliant. He didn't like rules that had no reason. In his father's garage, he learned how machines worked. He didn't just want to use technology, he wanted to understand it. At school, he often felt bored. But outside of school, his mind was always racing with ideas. In high school, Steve met Steve Wozniak, a brilliant engineer. Wozniak loved building computers. Jobs loved imagining what computers could become. Together, they believed computers shouldn't just be for companies and scientists. They should be for normal people. In 1976, inside a small garage, they built the Apple I. It wasn't beautiful, it wasn't perfect, but it was a beginning. A year later, they created the Apple II. This was different. This was powerful. This was personal. Apple started growing fast. In 1980, Apple went public. Steve Jobs became a millionaire almost overnight. But he didn't slow down. He wanted something revolutionary. In 1984, Apple launched the Macintosh. It was the first computer designed for everyday people with a mouse and a visual interface. The famous 1984 commercial shocked the world. But inside Apple, things were falling apart. Jobs was brilliant, but extremely demanding. His leadership style created conflict. In 1988, after internal power struggles, Steve Jobs was fired from the company he had built. Imagine creating something from nothing and then being told you no longer belong there. For most people, this would be the end. For Steve Jobs, it was just the beginning. Jobs started a new company called Next. At the same time, he bought a small animation studio, Pixar. Many people doubted him, but he believed. In 1995, Pixar released Toy Story, the first fully computer-animated movie. It was a massive success. Steve Jobs proved that creativity and technology could change entertainment. In 1997, Apple was close to bankruptcy. They had no choice. They called Steve Jobs back. This time, he returned wiser, calmer, and more focused. He simplified Apple's products. He prioritized design, simplicity, and innovation. Then came the products that changed the world: iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. Each one didn't just sell, it transformed entire industries. In 2004, Jobs was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Even while sick, he kept working, creating, and inspiring. In 2011, Steve Jobs passed away. But his vision lives on in every smartphone, laptop, and tablet we use today. Steve Jobs taught the world 3 things. Believe in your crazy ideas. Failure is not the end, it's a step forward. Great products come from passion, not fear. As Jobs said, stay hungry, stay foolish. And that is the legacy of Steve Jobs.